Ever wondered why choosing a career feels like being lost in a supermarket without a shopping list? A sea of options sprawling before you. Each aisle a potential future, each product a possible profession. It's a universal conundrum, the grand puzzle of life, the question that keeps us up at night. What do I want to be when I grow up? It's a pressure cooker of decision-making, a whirlwind of confusion and panic, amplified by the ticking clock of life. And in this tornado, we find our protagonist, a typical teenager named Toby, as clueless as a cat in a dog show. Toby, like many of us, is grappling with this very problem, caught in the labyrinth of career choices, trying to decipher the cryptic map of his future. So come along, as we dive into Toby's chaotic yet humorous journey of career exploration. Prepare for a roller coaster of emotions, a potpourri of professions, and a great deal of laughter. Imagine yourself in Toby's shoes, a bright teenager with a world of possibilities ahead but can't even decide what to have for breakfast. Now, Toby, bless his heart, decided to don the chef's hat one fine morning. Armed with his mom's favorite recipe and an ironclad determination, he was all set to whip up a culinary masterpiece. But alas, Toby's kitchen conquest ended with a charred toast and a smoke-filled kitchen. The only thing he cooked up that day was a hefty fire extinguisher bill. Not one to be discouraged, Toby thought. If I can't make magic in the kitchen, maybe I can create it with music. So he picked up his old guitar, dusted it off, and strummed it with all his might. But instead of sweet melodies, Toby's guitar only belted out sounds that could best be described as, abstract. His neighbor's cat didn't seem to appreciate his avant-garde musical exploration and made it known with a series of outraged meows. Undeterred, Toby decided to try his luck with coding. It's the future, he thought. How hard could it be? Well, as it turns out, it could be pretty darn hard. Toby's first attempt at coding ended up with his computer crashing spectacularly, and his screen displaying a series of perplexing symbols that could have easily been mistaken for alien language. But despite these topsy-turvy trials, Toby's spirit remained unbroken. Each failed attempt, each burnt toast, each off-key note, and each computer crash was a stepping stone towards his true calling. It was all part of the chaotic, confusing, and often comical journey of self-discovery. So, after trying and hilariously failing at a dozen careers, Toby is back to square one. But don't you worry, there's a twist in the tale. You know how they say, you find your destiny when you least expect it? Well, Toby didn't see this coming. So there's Toby, knee-deep in his career conundrum, trying to make a funny video about his trials and tribulations. A video that was meant to be a laugh, a bit of a joke. But something unexpected happened. While crafting this video, Toby found himself lost in the process of storytelling. Every cut, every transition, every punchline, he loved it all. He loved the thrill of creating a narrative, the joy of framing a scene, the satisfaction of a well-timed joke. It was a lightning bolt moment. The more Toby dug into this process, the more he realized this was what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a filmmaker. And just like that, in the middle of chaos, Toby found his calling. So remember, folks, sometimes it's okay not to know because the answer might just be around the corner. So, what's the moral of Toby's topsy-turvy tale? Well, it's a hoot, ain't it? Toby stumbled, bumbled, and tumbled through career choices like a cat in a yarn shop. But here's the kicker. It's all right to be bamboozled about your career path. Life's not a race, it's a marathon. So take your time, trip up, and tumble down. You'll find your calling at your own pace. So, next time you're lost in the supermarket of careers, remember Toby's tale. You might just end up with a shopping cart full of surprises.